Hi, I'm Libby Cornish from Decadent Alternatives. Welcome to the 7th video in my online gluten-free baking classes. We're going to be doing pie lining pastry today. It is a simple recipe. It has the flour, a little bit of sugar, and a little bit of salt for flavour. Now some might think, why do you have sugar in pie lining pastry? Well, basically, Baker's Magic gluten-free flour doesn't have a great deal of sugar in it. It's only got about 0.1 gram per 100 grams of the flour. Wheat flour, on the other hand, can vary, but it can be as low as 0.7 grams. So that's 7 times higher than in Baker's Magic. And the other thing that wheat flour does as well is it has an amylase in there that breaks some of the starch down into sugar. So when it comes into contact with water, you actually are going to have a little bit more sugar in your wheat flour. So that's why I've put it in there, essentially for flavour. So to start off with, the ingredients are flour plus a little salt and sugar. We have butter and a mixture of hot and cold tap water. Essentially, we're going to do a melt and mix. Melt the butter, mix those together with this and let it rest for a little while or cool down. I already have some butter melted, the right amount of butter melted. I'm going to put it into the Thermomix. Any food processor will do. I'm also going to put in the water, scrape out the last of that butter. I'm going to put in the flour, and essentially I'm going to mix it until it's combined. On speed 4. I do recommend stopping it halfway, whatever food processor you're using, to get it out, to make sure that you incorporate it and that there's none that's on the bottom of the food processor. Give it another whiz. And that is it. So I'll get it out of here. You can see it's quite tacky and sticky. That is now going to go into the fridge to cool for half an hour to 1 hour. This is some of the dough that has already been in the put into the fridge for half an hour. Oops. Now what we're going to do now is roll that out. I'm going to flour just a little bit. Now I know the flour doesn't actually, you can't really mix it very nicely or put it very nicely on the mat. And you'll notice it is a little tacky, but nowhere near like it was when it first was mixed. So coat a little bit in flour. And I tend to roll it out to the just If it's still a little sticky, just fold it over and roll it out again. You can see it, and you could hear that it sticks. Put a little bit more flour on. Roll it out. Now, I would suggest that you roll it out to about 2 mil thick. Oops. If it starts getting sticky like that, put a little bit more flour on. Now that is, it's probably nearly 2 mils. I have a greased pie dish that should fit. Oops, tore it. That's okay. Drape it in. If it tears and you're worried about it, just patch it up. Make sure it covers. Now this lining will shrink a little. One of the tricks to doing this, and if we cut off around the edge, and you can put a lattice of puff pastry on the top. Now basically, if you are going to be doing a lattice top with, say, puff pastry, then what we'll do is put a little bit of egg wash or water around the rim of the pie lining so that it actually sticks. So this is egg wash, that's egg with just a little bit of salt in it. So all you do is put a little bit of your egg wash around the rim, and basically what happens when the lattice and the is on the top and the pastry starts to shrink, it comes in together. So you've got a lovely sealed pie. Thank you for listening. That's it.